It is an event that has been happening across America for literally more than 3 decades. I'm talking about Wreaths Across America. And now it is coming here locally to a cemetery in Drums at Calvary Cemetery. Here to talk about this special event that will be happening on December 13th is Mark Shade. Mark is the Grand Knight for the Knights of Columbus, Council 6440 at St. Jude's Church in Mountaintop. He is also a retired U.S. Army colonel, having served in Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and 5 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. Mark, first of all, thank you for your service. I'm sure you know from serving that this is a very important project to recognize our veterans with these beautiful wreaths.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it was an honor to serve. But yeah, so really our mission here is to remember the fallen, honor those that served and their families, because families sacrifice a lot too, and then teach the next generation the value of our freedom. So this is a great project for the local area.
So now Wreaths Across America coming to Calvary Cemetery in Drums. I guess before we get into that, for somebody maybe not familiar with the whole situation that happens at many cemeteries across the United States, tell us how this got started.
Yeah, so really in 1992, I think it was a Worcester wreath company up in Maine had excess wreaths that they didn't sell. And he remembered a trip, the owner remembered a trip that he had to Arlington National Cemetery, and so he decided to donate those wreaths. He got a couple of his friends that donated their trucks, and they took them to Arlington, and they laid them on the tombstones there at Arlington. And since then, it just has kind of picked up steam. There's probably a famous photo, I think it's famous, it's certainly touching, of the wreaths on Arlington in the early 2000s with the snow on them. And people saw that, and it's just kind of taken off from there. So Wreaths Across America became an official nonprofit in 2007, I believe, and since then it has grown immensely. Last year there were 3 million wreaths placed across all 50 states, and also at sea and at our cemeteries overseas. And additionally, there's besides the 50 states, there's 5,200 cemeteries this year that's going to go on.
Wow, that is really amazing, and we're glad that it's coming to our area as well. So how did you decide to do this? Why did your chapter of the Knights of Columbus decide they wanted to make this happen?
Well, in my previous life, I was the deputy commander of Fort Jackson. We had a national cemetery at Fort Jackson, so I was involved with it there. But also, to be honest with you, I've got to give some credit to the local American Legion Post 795 at Butler, who has been trying to do this for a couple of years. And to be honest with you, they just haven't got that much traction. And so we volunteered to help them a couple of years ago, lay wreaths. There wasn't a great turnout of wreaths, and they ran out very quickly. The cemetery, right now, the estimates are, over 2,000 veterans buried there. And the year we tried to help them, I think they got about 200 to 250 wreaths, so we ran out very quickly. So we decided that we were going to help, we'll try to get it out to the community. We have a tie at St. Jude's to certainly that cemetery, and so we thought that we could help, and Commander Robert Weeks of Post 795 was gracious enough to allow us to partner with them.
Well, I think that is wonderful. So the wreaths will be placed on December 13th, but before you can do that, you need people to help volunteer to put the wreaths on, but more importantly, you need the wreaths themselves. So our viewers now, they can purchase a wreath for maybe a veteran of their own family or a friend, or they can just do it to help with your organization so that all veterans do receive a wreath. So what do they do? How do they go about helping?
So we have a website now. We're an official sponsor with Wreaths Across America. So our website is www.wreathsacrossamerica.com/PA0966. So that's PA0966, which designates Calvary Cemetery. And go on there and purchase a wreath. They're $17 a piece. If you go and purchase them from our website, we're going to donate another $5 for every wreath that's purchased. So really, every time we get 3, we almost get to the 4th one. So again, if you just go to our website, you can purchase them there.
Why was this so important for you to do and for your whole organization to do and the whole area?
Well, first of all, the holidays are a busy time for everybody. But they're a joyous time for most people. But we also know that anybody who's lost a loved one, whether in combat or it can also be a sad time. So when I was doing it at Fort Jackson, it became very emotional as a veteran, but it can also be very cathartic too. And so that's good. We want to get veterans out there. But again, we also want to teach our young, the next generation, about the sacrifice for freedom.
I think it's an excellent lesson that needs to be taught, absolutely, and to keep it going, like you said, so that future generations will do the same thing. I hope that our viewers can help. I hope you surpass. They can make just a flat-out donation if they want to. If they don't, purchase a wreath, they could just say, I want to give you $25.
Yes, absolutely. We'll put it all towards the wreaths.
All righty. And again, you'll be doing this then on December 13th at Calvary Cemetery in Drums, so you'll need people. How do they get in touch with you if they want to volunteer?
So you can go to our website. There's a contact there. We also have a Facebook page, so that's Wreaths Across America, PA 0966. Again, St. Jude Knights of Columbus. And you can go in there. And we're looking for volunteers. The volunteers lay the wreaths. We're looking for youth groups that want to come out, that want to, if there's a choir that wants to sing, if there's a scout group, if the local high school or middle school band wants to come out and play background music at the time, before the ceremony or during the ceremony, we're really looking for youth groups to come out there, or any group across the area, to help us with this.
And a lot of the students need service hours, so this is a beautiful way to get that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We welcome everybody.
Well, again, this is all happening. The wreaths will be placed on December 13th at Calvary Cemetery, right on Route 309 in Drums. So this is wonderful. The very first time that it's happening there, thanks to the Knights of Columbus Council 6440 at St. Jude's in Mountaintop, and then you said also the VFW Post and everybody else locally who has been making this happen. I'm sure it will be successful this year. I really do. I think people want to help with something like this. They want to support those who, served our country. And do you think other maybe organizations or will take this up, that maybe we'll be seeing Wreaths Across America at other cemeteries as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We sure hope so. So come out and help us this year, take our lessons learned. We hope this is an annual event for the community, but we'll be glad to help you if you want to spread it to another local cemetery and show you how, we learned kind of the hard way. We stumbled through it for the last year to become an official sponsor, but we'd be glad to share those lessons learned and help somebody if they want to do it at their local cemetery also.
Again, the official location for Wreaths Across America, Calvary Cemetery in Drums. The wreaths placed on December 13th, but go to their website so that you can sponsor a wreath, make a donation, or volunteer to help place those wreaths so that we can honor our veterans properly.